and welcome to MCFC 9320 PUBcast.
That's better.
How are you? Military precision, Anne-Marie?
Absolutely.
Hey, military precision. Good evening, Father.
Good evening, Andrew.
How are we both?
We're good.
Good, thank you.
Good evening to everybody in the chat. The floor's going to be open pretty much tonight. I don't mean to fall through or anything like that. Yeah, we'll chat about just about everything. But we've got to start with the new signings. I believe Mr.
Reinders.
Yeah, Judge Grinder signed and nothing. Annie?
Huh?
We've signed two players. Well, medical's complete on Gianni Reinders, and we've already completed, according to Fabrizio Know-It-All Arno, that we've also completed the first left back we've completed the signing for in how many years? A long time.
Who was the last one? Was it Clichy?
No, Mendy.
Oh, yeah.
Swiftly moving on from that. Yeah, so the floor's going to be open up. If anybody in the chat wants to come and join us tonight, come on the panel here. As you can see, there's a spare seat next to Anne-Marie. As daunting as it is, she won't bite, will you? No?
No.
But the feng shui's all wrong tonight, isn't it, Anne-Marie?
Yes, that's better.
Oh, Jesus, no, I can't.
Better.
Anne-Marie, pop me up. Anne-Marie, get me away from him.
If anybody wants to join us...
You're nowhere near him. I've moved next to him now.
No, I'm in the middle and you're either side of me.
No, not on mine and not on Andy's.
Anyway, if anybody wants to join us tonight, you can sit next to Paddy, but if you want to sit next to Anne-Marie, we can budge it over, can't we, Anne-Marie?
Of course we can.
So let's kick off with the new signings, eh?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And we spoke about them last week, didn't we? So apparently, Gianni Reinders is effectively a done deal because he's completed his medical. Apparently,
Well, he was flying into Manchester today, wasn't he?
Yeah, he flew in with KLM. Apparently, there was pictures of him in KLM. So that one looks to be done ahead of the Club World Cup. Ryan, how would you say his name, Anne-Marie?
Reinders.
No, the Wolves fullback.
Oh, Nori.
Yeah.
He'd have to change his name. We can't be saying that every week.
What should we call him now? Bloody Nori. Bloody Nori. Because we know you like a nickname for players, don't we, Paddy? Like Gaviscon,
Oh, yeah, can't say that anymore.
No, you got told off for that, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I can put back in my box.
Yeah, you got put in your box. So, yeah, if anybody wants to join us tonight, what I will do, I will put a link, copy this link now. If anybody wants to join us and come and have their say, make their debut, as it were, on the show, there you go.
Andrew Hughes has got a great name for Nori.
Yeah, Jack Nori.
Nori.
Yeah, as we said, John's put there. Good evening, Johnny, by the way, mate. Hope you are well. Yeah, we'll stick it as collar off, eh? And Johnny, if you want to come and join us on the show, my mate, you just click that link, what I've just put there, and come and join us. We'll get you on. So
I was saying to Anne-Marie before you come on there, how have we got these three players so cheap?
Good business. It's that person who City fans started to slag off, Yeah. And it's not just down to Viagra, it's Cheeky's been instrumental in these as well. So, fair play to Cheeky and Hugo, because even Ray and Cherky, he looks the real deal, doesn't he? And we've not just seen it on YouTube, Paddy, either. The goal he scored the other night, so like right foot, left foot volley, that is just insane, that. And I've seen some of the training videos. Not seen it?
No,
he looks the real deal, mate. And if we can get him for £30 million,
And I don't like. He's a bit of an unknown, right? I understand, like, you're getting him for 30 or 40 million pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
But to get the Wolves left back, Jack Canori, who's a proven Premiership player, for 31 or 32 million quid, I don't understand that. How did that happen, Nick?
There you go, Andrew. If he's known as Jack Canori now, through it, we know where it came from first, don't we? But again, Paddy, yeah, good business by the backroom team and stuff like that. You know, they've always been accused of being a bit stingy and stuff, especially with the likes of Declan Rice and stuff. But I think they fully justified in not going for the Declan Rices for stupid million. We've pulled out the deal for Florian Wirtz, which for me, I'm not bothered because A, the club's in good hands. B, you know, we won't be held to ransom. So we used to be, a few years ago, the club would pay stupid amounts of money for players. So it was one price for City and one price for everybody else. That has totally changed now in the respect of they know they won't have the piss taken out. You know, we won't have the piss taken out of us.
And as I was saying to Paddy before, the Wirtz deal was looking at 150 million up front with another 100 million in add-ons. Absolute daylight robbery. And if Liverpool are willing to pay that, they're more stupid than I thought.
I wouldn't say stupid. What I would say is they're going to pay the. Is it? I don't know. Is it stupid? Let us know in the chat. Is it stupid amounts of money, or is it the going rate for somebody who's? Is he already a world-class player? For me, a world-class player is somebody who's done it at every single level, internationally, leagues and stuff like that. So I'm not saying we've got world-class players because we tend to make players into world-class players, don't we?
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, sadly, it does look like Jack's on his way. That is really going to get to me. That one. I love Jack. And I will maintain, and we said it at the time, I know I was very vocal on social media, that started when Doku come in and everybody was like, oh, my boy Doku. Jack seems to have lost it at that point for me.
But
I think it's a shame for him. I really do. And what's worse is that obviously because of the situation he's in at the minute, the media are jumping on the bandwagon. I just happened to hear, and it's not a station I listen to regularly, but my dad does, Talk Sport.
Yeah.
And there was I think it was Darren Bent the other night was saying that Gordon from Newcastle is a better player than Grealish.
Depends, in all honesty, Amber. If there's an honesty pill there, they're different kinds of players. We know Jack Grealish is a control type player, whereas Anthony Gordon isn't.
Yeah, but you can't compare the two.
And I'll tell you why. Because
Jack's won everything.
Well, Anthony Gordon wouldn't be doing what he's doing playing for Pep. Not a hope. And all these flair players after coming in,
why not?
And Reinder, because I don't know. Pep likes a stranglehold in the game. He likes to play a certain way, and he does seem to knock the creativity out of players. To be honest with you,
he didn't with Sterling. He didn't with Sané.
Yeah, but that was back. I'm on about now.
But can you see us going back to them times, Paddy? Because with the players what we're bringing in, it looks like, especially an established fullback. So for me, straight away, Gvardiol will go slot in left back, not left back, left side of centre backs with Diaz.
Yes.
On the right. I don't think we're looking for a right back.
We are.
I don't think we are, because I think we've got cover there with a Kanji who can do that job. I think he's quite impressed with Nunes. So all of a sudden,
isn't the answer. Nunes hasn't let us down, but Nunes is not the answer at right back.
But we've got to talk about, and again, what Staffy Dave's saying there, astounding value of these three. It is. And let's not forget, before we even signed any of these players, linked with them or anything, we'd already pulled in nearly £60 million from players what have gone including the sell-on fee for Liam Delap. The plays what we've let go. So you look at it in the grand scheme of things, you're probably looking less than £100 million for those. And the January signings, what we brought in, again, we had money in the bank from sales from other players like your Cole Palmers and stuff. People just seem to think we're spending. Listen, guys, it's about buying and selling. It's not just City who do it. It's the whole footballing world. They buy, they sell, they buy, they sell. That's the way the world goes round. But we seem to be labelled as just a buy. Well, actually, listen, you morons, look at the facts. Well, I don't mean anybody in the chat or on here, by the way. I'm just saying the wider football. Yeah, the wider footballing.
Motion detected at the front door.
See, even some serious detected somebody at my front door. But I'm on about anybody who doesn't support City. We're just perceived as this buying club, and it's
you're dealing with numbskulls, Andy. Like, why do you even entertain them guys? Like they're getting fed a narrative by the rag media, and then they repeat the narrative if they know what they're talking about. But if you actually sat them down on a 1-to-1 and say, okay, talk to me about where that's coming from, I'd have to consult the Sun or the Mirror or the Daily Mail or TalkSport. They wouldn't have a clue.
Well done, Steve.
Oh, mate. Sorry, Paddy. I'll have to go back to listening to you now. Go on.
No, that wasn't that important. But you can't reason with guys on social media. Forget it. Like, I seen a clip of, it was on that thing, what do you call it, TikTok. There was some Liverpool guy on there. I don't know if he's an ex-player or who he was. But your man, that Jim White, that twat from Sky Sports, he was having a go about Man City again, the 115 charges. Your man says, like, why don't you forget about it? Like,
one sec, Pat. There's a link there, mate. If you want me to send it, you get yourself on. Come and join us, mate. You're right. It's like even Sky Sports today. Apparently, we've signed a Moroccan left back. Al Nouri, we've just signed. The Algerian. We've signed a Moroccan today.
And then their chief reporter was making he was going to actually cost 50 million. That's what do you call him, Skolny or whatever you call him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't listen to them boys. You can't follow them boys. Like, I know there's not like I can't help but see it because the City fans I do follow retweet it for some reason. Like, I'm of the opinion they should be starved of oxygen. Like, they give out about your man, what do you call it, Goldbridge. I've never seen a Man United fan retweet or repeat anything he has to say. It's always City fans. Imagine if all City fans
because it's the best comedy on the internet at the minute, Paddy.
No, there is that, Anne-Marie. And do you want to know why I say that, Anne-Marie? And I did a little TikTok about something similar. It's like, you know what? All the football creators, not the City ones, they're getting their clicks out of City. If they talked about their own club, there's nothing happening in there. There's nothing happening in their club. And I'm with Steve here as well. I actually think Wirtz won't go to Liverpool. I think it will either go to Real Madrid. I know they've got quite a few players in that position, or Bayern. I think Bayern Munich will go in for him and get him. I just think at the moment everyone seems to think that he is going to go to Liverpool. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just
Liverpool who don't buy players, was it? Net spend AFC.
Yeah. Pardo says our homegrown numbers need to be looked at. Livramento on the radar as his homegrown. Yeah, I can't see that getting done unless
we do a bit of swap deal with Grealish.
Yeah, I can. That's the only way I can see something happening. But if you was Jack Grealish, would you go to Newcastle knowing you've got to compete with Anthony Gordon on the left?
Well, wherever he goes, he's going to have to compete with somebody, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think he's really low on confidence and stuff at the minute. And if he doesn't go to the right club, I think the right club would be either Villa or West Ham, by the way. He could find himself not on the scrap heap.
I'm not being smart, but I'm not being disrespectful, but he's a few levels above West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham aren't going to pay his wages.
See that AI crack, where people can generate all different stuff. Was Jack Grealish actually responding to them comments on TalkSport, or was that made up?
Don't know, mate. The thing is, with AI now, I don't even know whether you're real on here.
Oh, I'm not real. I'm from a different planet. I'm only here passing through.
See, I can agree with that, Anne-Marie, can you? When people say Paddy's out of this world, they don't mean it in the way we all think they mean it.
No.
Blue Art says, as far as Wirtz is concerned, if he doesn't want City, I'm not bothered. Fair enough, and we move on. The ship sail with Wirtz anyway, because we will not pay that amount of money. We've proven that. I know we did with Jack Grealish, but
Jack's an exception.
I think Jack was the player what we needed at that particular time.
And if we were prepared to pay that kind of money, we would have gone for Rice.
Yeah.
I think we would have done if we were prepared to pay it again.
Yeah, I agree with you, Anne-Marie. I think it was an exception what we went with Jack. Now, it's weird because we're still shopping at Aldi, basically, aren't we? There's nothing wrong with shopping at Aldi, by the way. I'm saying other clubs like the Liverpools, they're trying to shop at your Harrods and stuff like that. But how can I put this? Liverpool, Chelsea, etc., they're buying specific players for specific positions, whereas us, we're buying players to play in a system. Like Cherky, for instance, I'm like you, Paddy. We've said it before many times on this show. We don't watch players on YouTube and stuff like that, because somebody could put a reel on YouTube making you look good, mate, or real.
Oh, you want to be fairly gifted with the IT for that to happen.
Mm-hmm. But I've watched a bit of him. I've watched some of the training sessions. Jesus Christ, they can hit the ball. Have you seen any of it, Anne-Marie?
I haven't. I generally like to wait and see the players myself and make my mind up then, because YouTube, you can fix it to show only the best and not the worst side of a player's game. Yeah. So until you actually watch them play week in, week out, I tend not to judge. I'd never heard of Aguero when he signed for us.
Oh, I'd heard of him. Yeah,
I'd never heard of him. So for me, everything from day one was a bonus.
But you've got to look at things not just under Pep, but the way we do it. Even Yaya. Well, let's go back to Mark Hughes. He bought Pablo Zabaleta and Vincent Kompany and played them in midfield. Do you remember when they first joined us? And it wasn't really till Hughes went that Kompany went centre back, Zaba went right back. You can look at Yaya Toure. He was playing pretty much centre back for Barcelona. You know, sometimes different managers will spot different things. You know, it's who'd have thought of putting like a Gavardio left back? We've seen Bernardo do a decent job at left back.
Never mind Gavardio. Look, it's Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to think people like Nico O'Reilly would start to get a chance in their natural position, because it's that natural position what's got them into the first team anyway.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that you can then go and move him to that position, and he can play it, and that's the key thing. We're not back, like you said. We're not buying a player for a specific position. We're buying a player for their ability and how they can fit into our system, so that Pep, you know, who probably this season has had more critics than he's ever had in his career, has still had the wherewithal to look at Nico O'Reilly and think, well, he's a midfielder, but I can use him as a left back because he's still got something to offer. That's a thing that not many other managers have the thought process to do. That's my opinion on it.
So a couple of I've just noticed a couple of comments here. I just want to read them because I think the truth is somewhere in the middle of both these. What I'm going to read, Andy, me too. I would love to see Jack stay, but there is something wrong. I haven't got a clue what it is. We just can't carry players as out of form as Jack has been. And then the next one, what Chaz has put, unfortunately, the demise of Jack started on the parade for the treble. I think his drunken antics was a watershed moment. I think between Blue Art's comment there and Chaz's comment, somewhere in the middle there, they've both got it right. And it hurts me that. Now, do we blame just Jack for that? Or do we not? Well, we don't have to blame anybody, but I mean, should he have had more support from the club, basically, reining these players in?
Well, nobody else went to the extremes that Jack went to.
No, but why wasn't there somebody to go, listen, Jack, you've gone too far now. You don't even know what country you're in because you went partying in a B for a think, still in his Ivis, whatever. You know what I mean? And everybody's laughed. He's become a legend on the back. Yeah, exactly, Paddy, for the wrong reasons. Now, if we look at it, it's quite sad, really, isn't it? Seeing a young man like that. Somebody else put up at the top there, you know, his house got burgled. He became a dad. All these little factors. I know some people might think, you know, he got his house burgled. That's not going to be the detriment to his form. But we don't know what goes up.
No, but look what it's bound to. His family were in the house at the time. Mm-hmm. It's going to have an impact on him.
Yeah.
And the fact, you know, that's going to play even more on his mind now that he's a dad. Because he's human at the end of the day.
Do you know, like, as both of you know, I work in mental health, right? For me, number one, I think if Jack Grealish goes from Man City, I think he'd be a Nick Gazzer. I think he'd be a modern day Paul Gascoigne if he goes. I hope he doesn't go from Man City because I can't see it happening any other way. And I'm 30 odd years doing that job. I can't see Jack Grealish surviving leaving Man City. I think he's going to go downhill rapidly.
Sadly, Paddy, I have to agree with you.
The other side of it is the mindset side of it. When you're left out of a team, or you're left out of whatever, or you're trying to achieve a particular target or a particular goal, whatever that goal or target is in life, you have to equip yourself with all the tools and all the resources you need necessarily to get yourself there. Jack Grealish been filmed, and I know he can do whatever he wants, coming out of pubs and all that crack at 1:30 in the morning and all this kind of carry on. But if you're not getting your place in the team, and you're making the front page papers for the wrong reason, because everybody's a citizen journalist on these smartphones.
Yeah.
Like, you have two players. You're the manager, right? You're two players. There's one fella, we'll call him a goody two-shoes, David Silva. Home every night, up training, doing everything. The other player is Jack Grealish, getting pissed. As he stays off, I know that, but he comes in for training and he maybe he's not giving 100%. But comes to selecting that team, who are you picking? Somebody who's giving it at all, or somebody who's coming out of the pub at 1:30 in the morning?
I get you, Paddy. I get you. So, Anne-Marie, I'll ask you this first, and it's just off the top of my head. If Jack goes, if or when Jack Grealish goes, I know he'll go at some point, whether it's this transfer window next or whenever. Do you think he'll be remembered as a waste, not a wasted talent, because that's disrespectful, because he's got huge talent. Do you think he will be bothered with the amount of medals he's won, or he would have some regret that he'd like to have played like his Villa time?
I think it's a difficult one, and I think this is part of the problem, is that if you think in his third season with us, was it his second? I can't remember. He won everything. If you think he won the league, he won the FA Cup, He won the Champions League. He won the Super Cup. He won the Club World Cup. He'd won everything. Now, other than international medals and whatever else, what else is there for him to win in the league?
Yeah, but it's not a case of I've won that this season. I've completed football. You know what?
No, and I'm not saying that, but I'm just thinking that other than that, he really, in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't got a lot else to achieve at City. Now, I think he'll look at it in years to come. He'll look at it as a mistake because he could have ended up winning a lot more had he kept his head in the game and played the way we know he's capable of playing. But if he were to leave tomorrow, I think with the majority of City fans, he'll go down as a fantastic player, and he deserves to, because in that year when we did win the treble, he was undroppable.
Second half of that season, he was
absolutely undroppable.
Unbelievable, he was.
But that's the mindset point, Amri. He's capable of that, and he's not doing it.
Exactly, and part of me wonders, is it because in his head he's thinking, I've done this before?
No, I don't think.
And he didn't have as much competition then as he's got now.
Oh, see, at the end of the day, right? Jack Grealish he's not a child anymore. He's 28 or 29 years of age, and if you stopped most fans in the street and says to them, what's your memory of Jack Grealish, or what do you think your outstanding memory is, or
he'll just say
famous for?
Getting pissed.
Yeah, he's going to get remembered as a pisshead. He's not going to get remembered for winning the treble with Man City. He's going to get remembered for coming out of a bar or a working man's club, pissed out of his head, and buying rounds of drinks, and he's a man of the people. He's one of this and he's one of that. That's what Jack Grealish is going to get remembered for.
Well, let me take up another level on what you're saying, Paddy, because I think it's a great point, mate. In all honesty, so how will and just hear me out on this one? How will John Stones be remembered? Oh, when we played him in midfield, he changed our season round. Not that he didn't play any more than 25 games a season because of all of his injuries. I don't think he'll be remembered. He put country before club, and I'm not having a go at John Stones. I love John Stones. But it's the perception what we have on people, like your favourite players and etc. And it's unfair. It's unfair for both of them to be labelled, especially Jack, to be labelled as just a pisshead, singing everywhere by Fleetwood Mac and all the stuff like that. Because Jack Grealish is a very, very good footballer, and I think somewhere saying that West Ham, it'd be London, like we're going what you say, Paddy, about a modern day Gaza, if you like. I know there's bars everywhere, but he needs to either stay and be looked after or go somewhere where somebody will look after him.
Well, Andy, I know for a fact, and Pep even remarked it, that the city welfare department, player welfare department, he says there's not a club in the world that has a welfare department, player welfare department like Man City do. So he has. And all them players, every one of them Man City players, if you ever listen to them, they'll turn around and say, yeah, Man City do everything for us. All we have to do is show up, train, and play good. Everything else is taken care of. And Jack Grealish falls into that bracket. And if he decides to go out and abuse his body, and he's not a child anymore, he's 29 or 28, recovery time is not the same. We all know the hangovers get worse the older you get.
Tell me about it, mate. Tell me. You should have seen me this morning and this afternoon driving back from the lakes. Jesus Christ.
I don't think, like your point about Johnny Stones, I don't think any City fan would be upset if John Stones left this year because they haven't seen him.
I know it's what is the conundrum in John Stones? What's going to happen, Anne-Marie?
I think somebody put it on here. Staffy Dave, it's one of the comments. There you go. Stones will be remembered as poppadom legs. And that's quite a good description. Because as soon as anybody goes near him, that's it.
Is that because he used to curry us forward?
You look at it, it's a really tricky one because you look at some of these players, you look at Stones, you look at Kevin, you look at Jack, and you think about winning the treble with those players and how amazing it was. And it was unreal that season. And the turning point for us was getting charged with the charges. That was the turning point in that season for us. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at a team now that these players that were so brilliant for us 2 years ago are starting to leave or get pushed out because of injuries and different things. And it's hard to kind of view it rationally, because on the one hand you've got you've got the fact that they did an amazing job for us in the treble season, and now you've got the situation where you're looking at them and you're looking at, particularly with John Stones, I'm going to say, could that man string 10 games together in a season? And I don't think he can, and that's why we can't keep him. As good as he is, and he is a great footballer, John Stones, there's no denying it, scored some very important goals for us if you think about Arsenal last season, but he can't string 10 games together in a season.
It is
like that.
We get attached to players, don't we? For whatever reason, because even I feel attached to Kusanov, and he's only played a few matches for us because you can see the potential.
9 to be exact. 9 to be exact.
9.
Yeah, he's only played 9 games. If he played the 10th, he'd cost us another 5 million.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you were coming out in German then for some reason. Yeah. And again, we've bought somebody with potential. The young Brazilian potential. Now, I think this is a start warning to John Stones, possibly a Kanja and even Ake, that listen, these boys, when the season starts, are going to be 6 months into their Manchester City careers. And if they've been sitting in the stand, and I've mentioned this a few times, they'll be watching, Pep will have them watching. This is how I want you to play. When you get your chance, this is what it's up to you then to hold it. Now, I would be gutted to lose anybody, but we have to lose people.
I wouldn't be gutted, Andy. I wouldn't be gutted if Silva and Stones went to the end of the season. Wouldn't bother me.
I don't think Bernardo's going anywhere. I think has he got left 1 year on his
deal? They'll
wait
till next season. They'll give him the big send off.
He is an absolute shadow of what he was. He's not half the player he was.
Right. I'm sick of people saying this, right? And I've been a critic of Bernardo. But if you look back and analyse the season, we've not been shocking. We've not been shocking this season. Players have filled in. Players have been playing with injury. Bernardo's been playing on the right. He's been playing on the left. He's been playing in the midfield. He's probably, I don't know the stats, how many games he's played, but he's probably played way up there the most games for us this season. He's also played with pain-killing injections. Now, I'm going
to sound like Roy Keane now. That's his job.
What, to play injured and play all over?
Yeah.
All right, then let's put Haaland in net. Let's put Ederson up front. You're not going to get the same out of them. They have specialised positions, mate. So it's like putting, I don't know, Rico Lewis at right back, for instance. He doesn't really do it at right back because something.
He wanted injection, but not for pain.
But listen, Rico's not a right back. Some players can do it, some players can't. Bernardo is perceived as been having a shocker of a season. No, let's analyse how he's been a team player more than ever this season for me. Last season, as it were. Now, do you agree?
Bernardo, for having a bad season, has probably still covered more blades of grass than Haaland has, because he might not always get it right, but he'll run himself into the ground trying. And that is one thing. He doesn't ever give up, Bernardo. I have to give him that.
I agree, Anne-Marie. He's just... there's certain players in there what have done a job this season. I think Bernardo. Listen, I criticise Bernardo sometimes because we're allowed to criticise players, as much as we love them. Just because you criticise somebody doesn't mean say you don't rate them or love them. But sometimes you just have to sit back and analyse, what they've actually done. Without Bernardo this season, may not have even finished top 5.
Yeah.
With the performances. You hate mister. You might do that with your eyebrows, but facts are facts. You're getting told off tonight.
On this one, I agree with Andy, Paddy.
First time ever, you must be wrong.
Stan, we're ganging up on me, Stan. Come in here quick.
Is that a phone or a remote control you've got?
It's a remote control.
Of course, it's a bloody remote control. The two of them have renewed the season ticket for next season. New set of batteries.
Aldi batteries don't last,
So do you agree? I know you said you did, but do you see where I'm coming from with that, Anne-Marie, with what I've said about Bernardo?
Oh, 100%. And like you say, we are entitled as well to kind of not slag a player off, but comment when they've not had a decent performance. And it's like we've mentioned him, Haaland. Haaland will be, and if it probably isn't far off, a world-class striker. But at times, he does kind of look like he can't be arsed. And
no, that's unfair. That.
All right, well, maybe not can't be arsed, but he wouldn't hit a barn door.
But what can't does anybody in the chat do this when they hear something stupid? Did he squint at people?
It's all right, Stan. They're fighting amongst themselves.
Hang on. Andy, you can't say that I'm wrong in that.
I can.
You can't.
Do you think Erling Haaland goes out and he goes, something? Can't be asked today.
I didn't say that he can't be asked. I said that, but that was wrong. What I said was there are certain games when you look at him and it looks like he wouldn't hit a barn door. Never mind scored a goal.
Did you listen to what Kaldun said?
What?
Did you watch Kaldun's interview? No?
Which bit?
Oh, both of them. He was speaking about the Haaland. They had to force him to take holidays. He didn't want to go. They had to force him out of the training ground. Get out and go on holidays. He wanted to stay and train. And he is the guy, especially last year, after matches, away matches, he went back to the ground and having massages, having physio, so he'd be ready for the next game. You can't question Haaland's commitment.
No. He's still last. Apparently, he's still last off the training field.
Yeah.
That's because he walks and doesn't run.
Breaking news. Erling Haaland has been replaced. Sorry, Kyle Walker's been replaced by Erling Haaland as Anne-Marie's number one scapegoat for next season.
No, that's not at all what I said.
Hey, I'll tell you that's not a bad observation, especially we signed an Algerian. And you know the last one in this.
Stan, she's on something tonight, mate. She's really on something.
We've signed another Algerian, haven't we?
No, he's Moroccan. He's Moroccan.
Is he Moroccan? All right, okay.
Oh, but how long are you giving him? Because he's Algerian.
Well, he played left back, so he can't be that bad, can he? Yeah.
So, from what you're saying, it looks like Erling Haaland will be playing on the right next season because you've already got it in for him.
So it's just the right back in Walker, the right winger in Mahrez, and then we're going straight to top now for Haaland. So anybody in the left-hand side is okay.
No. You're taking it all wrong. I'm allowed an observation, and my observation is that there are times when, and I know they say it doesn't matter how many times he touches a ball in the game, but there are times when he could do a little bit more to be involved in the game. That's all I'm saying.
How do you know what Pep's telling them?
Okay, then. Anne-Marie, if Picasso didn't have a paintbrush, he wouldn't be as good.
You're just trying to wind me up now, so I'm not getting involved in your conversation.
What I'm trying to say.
Look, I've just voiced an opinion. That's all I've done. I've only voiced an opinion.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, Anne-Marie, but yours is wrong. No, but listen, it's give somebody the tools to do the job, and it's no coincidence that Haaland, when he's running in on goal, when that pass is there, is no better striker in world football.
I don't know how
when
many
we're putting a cross into the box, he's always stood at the far post and never at the near post.
So are you saying, right, and I know what Pep said, it's up to the guys to find Haaland, right? So you see that, Amri, right?
Yeah.
So if you're seeing it, I'm seeing it, Andy's seeing it, one of the greatest coaches in the world, as in Pep, or the set piece coach that they employ, or somebody at the ground, like, they must be able to see that. And then you have to ask, well, why are they not changing it? Why are they not saying to Haaland, you run to the near post, not the far post? Why does he keep doing it? He keeps doing it because he's been told what to do.
We've all seen it at a game where the ball comes in, and if he got a flick on at the near post, he'd probably score, and yet he stood at the back post when he could be stood at the near post or in the middle. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do, but you listen to me.
I don't.
If he keeps standing at the back post all the time,
yes, we have to try and get the ball to that back
he's
post.
been told he stay there.
Yeah, because we're supposed to be getting the ball to him. I understand that, Paddy. But what I'm saying is sometimes, because we're very predictable with that now, we need to change it, is what I'm saying.
Well, that's down to Pep. That's not down to Haaland. Haaland's executing Pep's plan. Because I tell you, if Haaland started changing position on that pitch, he'd find himself on the bench. So Thierry Henry did the very same thing, Henry, at Barcelona when Pep was there. He was playing down the right-hand side and the game was getting played on the left-hand side. And he went across in the first half, got the ball, scored, came to half-time, Pep subbed him. I told you stay on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my observations of the games.
Anne-Marie. Okay, Anne-Marie. You know, if your boss tells you to do something and you don't do it,
yeah,
you're going to be in trouble.
Well, yeah, probably.
What's up with Paddy? Nick says, love Jack. I always say the away fans are the hardcore, and his name is sang at every away game. The treble season he played a major part in that. Goes with my thanks. Absolutely, Nick. What's up, Paddy?
Nothing. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
I don't know what's up with you two tonight. We get a room. Chaz says it's so sad that Jack was not given a run in midfield. I remember the Forest game. He ran the midfield. Pep has to share the blame with Jack. Does he or doesn't he?
I actually, with all these players are after signing, I don't understand who's going to start in midfield next season. Well, apart from Rodri.
I think Nico Gonzalez has got a great chance of playing with Rodri in midfield. I think that is a dream combo, especially with Tierney Reinders as well. Because he is Paddy. I watch a bit of Serie A, mate. He is the real deal. He reminds me a little bit of that he'd be doing a Gundogan role. Just that little bit of. I think that he's got, and he likes to shoot as well. He's got a great shot on him, as has Ryan Cherky. He's got a great shot on him. I think the directive next season is going to be a more attacking way we go about things. Whereas we this season we have been a little bit more reserved. But have we been reserved because of the injuries and that we've got? What we had, don't know. Only Pep really knows that. But I can see with the players what we're buying, we are going to be, more offensive next season.
Just going to Chaz's point there about Jack not being given a run in midfield, I'm inclined to agree with it, because if Jack was fit, he should have been put in there. Should have been put in there ahead of Foden for for the games Foden played, because Foden's not produced this season. And I know there are issues behind that. So why wasn't Jack given a run out? Is it that Pep has his favourites?
No, Pep's not got favourites.
He has.
No.
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
He
He
does.
has one.
That's why Bernardo seldom misses a game.
Yeah. And the players tell you that they want an extra day off. They send Bernardo and Pep, they ask for it. Because if they ask for it, they won't get it, but Silva will get it.
No. Pep, I'd say Pep, like every manager, don't have the favourites as such. So that's like saying they don't. The manager, whether it's Pep or whoever, have not got the best interest of the football team at heart if they've got favourites.
No, it's not that. But look, the players will tell you that Silva is Pep's pet.
But it don't mean to... Listen, just because somebody has a favourite, there's that element where you do something unprofessional, like, or go against the grain, if you like, and say, if you come up and ask me for holidays next week, and I know I'm short for in that position, you know, as whether it's a bloody admin clerk or whether it's a brain surgeon, if I'm short off for whatever reason and I let you off, that's unprofessional. There's no way Pep would do anything like that. I would put...
Andy, that's like a parent saying they don't have a favourite child.
I would put all my money on it out of my savings account.
That you prefer Adam to the daughter, is it?
I've not got favourites for my kids.
Of course.
True.
I've not. How can you have right, tell us in the chat here. As anybody who's got children, have you actually got favourites as your children? I've not.
Yeah.
Andy, there's 3 girls in my house, right? There's me, my middle sister, my younger sister. Yeah.
I prefer them to you. I've got favourites in your family, not in mine.
No, the favourite is my younger sister. She's known as the princess. When I drop her off anywhere, Dad tells me to drive carefully because I've got precious cargo on board. Does he say that when I'm in the car? No. Does he, bugger? So don't tell me parents don't have favourites.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
If you're honest about it, Andy, you do. I'm telling you now.
I couldn't think of anything worse than to have a favourite out my kids.
All right, the house is on fire and the 2 that are in there. Who are you going to save?
Both of them.
No, you can't.
Who are you going to get first?
Depends who's closest. Depends who's closest.
You can only save one. Who are you saving?
I don't even want to think about that, mate, because I know I'm not the favourite. Wow. I can't believe you. I can't believe you've got favourites. That's like That's like me. That's like saying to me now, out of you two, which are my favourites. I'll say no.
It's obvious.
No, that's me.
It's definitely me.
You tell me that all the time when you private message me.
Like on the panel and stuff
it's
like
that.
that.
The story of your life, you just know something.
It's like somebody asking me out of the panel, you know, who's my favourite? By the way, where is Stan tonight?
What? He's out interviewing Walker. As your man said, to see if he's actually going.
Right. Because the chances are Stan's not going to watch this back, is he?
Probably not. But I did watch the start of last week's back and give it, and I caught you just as I came on. You were playing that bloody video, so don't think we don't watch it back.
That was Paddy who played that.
No, it was you because you're the only one that has access to it.
No, last week Paddy had access to it.
No, he didn't.
I did not.
Paddy, say about laughing. Paddy, say about laughing. I rest my suitcase. Wasn't me, Anne-Marie. It was me dad there. No. So, Stan, what's Stan on? What? How come he's always like 4 weeks behind everyone?
Because we're constantly trying to put 50p in the meter, but sometimes we put it in too quick. And he doesn't.
What?
Please tell me you're talking about the meter.
The 50p in the meter. Don't be so bloody crude.
Patrick.
Yes, that's right.
Me?
Yeah, well, who else?
Let's get back onto football. Nick says he isn't out all the time. Usual pics and videos of him pissed up are at City events. I remember Jack for the treble season and that goal at Arsenal.
Remember John Stones for clearing the ball off the line against Liverpool?
Yeah.
So, what do you reckon of the new signings? Don't you know much about them, or are you waiting for them to bed in? No.
I haven't a clue about them.
Just wait until I see them. Then I can judge for myself.
I know one thing about them.
I'm sure the new players are looking forward to that, Anne-Marie.
There's no prejudgment here, you see.
Oh, this post-judgment, is it?
There you go, Paddy. Read Nick's comment, mate.
All players drink. David Silva admitted he had a drink most days. When's the last time you seen David Silva in the back page or front page of a newspaper? You didn't?
No, he was in the Royal Legion every night. Playing pool. He was always slaughtered. No, but just because, listen, some certain players are media targets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly English players as well, what are targeted. Now, there was a big hoo-ha over Jack KDB's leaving do. You know, he was last out. And you know yourself, if the camera catches you wrong, you can look pissed. Even I've looked pissed sometimes on camera. When I've been sober. But you can't media go for certain people, and it's unfair. I just hope Jack's all right.
Oh, I seriously worry for that man. I know he's a fully grown man and he has his own choices and his own responsibility. But I think if it goes belly up at City, he'd go belly up.
I hope you're wrong, mate, but I can't.
And I don't think Newcastle is the place for him because that's a party town.
So's Manchester.
Yeah.
And I tell you where it is. Tell you where's a party town. Who would have thought Bowness in Windermere is a party town? If anybody's never been to Bowness and they like a good night out, Jesus, it's a good night out there. There last night. Some cracking bars and stuff like that. And you think Bowness in a little Lake District town? I've still got the after effects now, Paddy. Blue Heart says at the KDB leaving do Jack getting out of that car, he looked cooked and not with it for me. If he doesn't even control his appearance, I fear he's lost it sadly. But Blue Heart, I get what you're saying, and before I seen this comment, I more or less said that if you've catch somebody wrong on the camera and something like that, it's like when I've been sober and I've been abroad and I've come on the PUBcast, I've sounded like I've got a lisp. What's up, Anne-Marie?
What's then?
Yeah, when your manager's turning up on a bicycle and you're going home in a taxi pissed.
Is that true, Paddy? You've got a giant inflatable banana. Oh, behind you.
Behind me, yeah.
Yeah. They say it's the media's. My mates run a casino in town, Stones, Foden, and plenty of others in there on days of drinking. They aren't putting the paper. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But Nick, certain players are media targets. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And unfortunately, Jack's one of them, as is Foden. And you go to other clubs, and other clubs that players are the same. Always seems to be unless I'm mistaken, it always seems to be the English lads for whatever club.
Yeah, because the English media in general love to get somebody, build them up, and then only to knock them down and ruin them. And they do it with everybody, the English media. And unfortunately, unless you've got enough cop on upstairs, you do your best to not put yourself in that situation. And that's what Jack hasn't done.
The English media are about 30 or 40% responsible why the English national team haven't won anything. Because if you want to see the English media in operation, just read what they write about that English national team.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrendous.
They do. They build you up to knock you down, don't they? There's not many good, unbiased journalists around.
There isn't. But then you look at. I mean, I didn't watch it because I don't do internationals. But last night's game, they beat Andorra 1-0, and it was an absolute shocking game from what I can gather.
How do you know if you didn't? Have you only read that?
Because my dad watched it.
I watched it. It was a slogfest.
Yeah.
I'm English and I didn't even know who was playing.
Well, I think they play again on Tuesday in a friendly. But if
England was playing in my back garden, I'd close the curtains.
I'd draw the curtains.
I would.
I've got no time for it.
But isn't I'm sitting here watching now two of our players, Silva and Diaz, playing against Porto against Spain. They're going to the World Club thing on Sunday, aren't they?
Yeah, it's good to see you committed to the PUBcast, Paddy. You just watch football, mate. Don't worry. Me and Marie will carry the can. Don't worry, mate.
It's called double screening.
That's it. Matty says, any update on Ryan Cherky? From what I gather, he actually came out after I think he played. Was it today or yesterday? His last game. I've lost track of days, to be honest. When he came on to make his debut, he was asked by French media, regarding it, and he went, one more game to go, and then it will be done. So now it's over. That game, I expect it to be done fairly quickly. And again,
detected at the front door.
Listen, for an average footballer these days, it's more than £30 million, and for us to get somebody of that caliber is like, there's a lot.
If we want him for the Club World Cup, he has to be signed before 7:00 on Tuesday.
I think it'll be done.
Well, that's what Culdoon says in his interview. He wants all the new players in before the World Club.
I still think there'll be somebody brought in after Paddy.
Well, they will do, because it's only a mini transfer window, isn't it? So it's just to get that for the Club World Cup, and then the transfer window will open as it normally does, from what I understand.
I'll tell you something. If they go out and sign a right back, I think we've won the transfer window.
Won the transfer. I think we already have with the January signings, if I'm honest. And if we can, with the additions here like Gianni Reinders and Altnori, and if we get Cherky, it's like we've rebuilt the squad in 2 transfer windows pretty much.
Yeah,
and brought the average age right down. Well, I don't know if we touched upon it last week. What do you reckon of the new incomings regarding backroom staff?
Who are they?
Pep Linders and the other guy from Liverpool. Pep Linders was
definite.
Yeah, it seems to be. Pep Linders was Klopp's number 2, and he was instrumental in the way Liverpool played, under Klopp, when we was going backwards and forwards with us in Liverpool, some of the battles what we had. He was instrumental for the high press and stuff like that. So I think
are we going full Keegan?
So I think what backs up a little bit what I said earlier about us. I can see us going back to that attacking football, especially if Pep Linders is coming in.
Jesus, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
Because Pep always evolves, doesn't he? He always sort of like tries to reinvent stuff sometimes. Yeah, some people say, don't reinvent the wheel and stuff. But sometimes if people try to suss you out, what are you laughing at?
This is what I'm laughing at.
I'm more worried how he knows.
Guilty. I said it. And a straight face. Well done, Captain. Thank you. Thank you for that. But, I've lost track.
Whatever way you look at it, Andy, is exciting times are ahead.
Yeah. Anne-Marie, do you want to do these or me?
You do them. Sorry.
All right.
I thought you were chatting.
No, go ahead, love.
No, go on. You're all right. I thought you were chatting, so I was just trying to help you out. But you do.
I don't even want you next to me now.
Well, that's fine by me.
How do you want you over here now, mate?
I'm not asked either way.
You've just put Anne-Marie on my screen. You're next to Anne-Marie.
Hang on. I know Stan's not here tonight, mate, but don't we say you have to be 4 months behind as well? Adam says, after the Club World Cup, we need 3 more. With 3 more CM, a right back, and a left winger.
I don't think we need another left winger.
Why?
Why? Because I think we've got Doku, we've got Savio, and I think Oscar Bob can play there as well, can't he? So I don't think we need another left winger. And unless he goes, we've still got Jack.
And a centre midfielder.
You won't be next to me, Anne-Marie.
You've just moved it, not me.
I've not.
Yes, you have.
If it's down to me, I've moved you off the bleeding screen, not next to me.
You look, don't lie. You moved it, not me.
All right. Watch this, I bet Stan appears. Hey, there he is.
We're not really here.
You're not all there, that's for sure. So let's talk left wing then. So we've got Doku. We've got Savio who can play there. We've got who else can play around there though?
Silva, Foden. The list goes on.
Mamouche.
You leave my Mamouche alone.
I wouldn't dream of going anywhere near your Mamouche, mate.
Thank
But
God.
I sort of agree, Anne-Marie, but how much pure quality have we got on the left wing? It's all right having players, but how much quality?
Well, then, that being said, we need a right winger.
We've covered a little bit more there on the right, because for me, Savio plays better on the right than he does on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but doesn't put in a decent final ball. But go on.
Oh, because somebody plays on the right. Are you against the right-hand side of things?
No, it's not that. I would say the same about Doku.
Andy, if you stand in the middle of the pitch and you look at the nets, where's the back post? It's on the right-hand side. And who was she having to go after earlier? Haaland, right-hand side. She has right-itis.
I won't mind. The people who sit on the right side, Paddy, they don't even make any noise in that library, do they? The library stand. Not like us hardcore in the North Stand, mate.
Moving on.
Right. Anne-Marie, I've got a question for you. Serious question now. Look. Have you ever liked any players what play for City what have played on the right?
Yeah, I like David White.
Sean Wright you're going back that long?
Sean Wright Phillips.
Everything post 2008.
Did you like Mahrez?
No, but Mahrez for me was a lazy player. But okay. Oh, don't get me wrong, he did a great job for us. But I think at times he was lazy.
Like Haaland.
Like Haaland.
Well, I think. Look, everybody can do more, can't they?
Yeah, everybody can do more. But are you optimistic with assuming Cherky's going to sign for us and Reinders is done? We know the lad from Wolves is done. On the back of Jackanory, yeah. On the back of the ones we signed in January. How optimistic are you? Considering we'll have players what will be fit, like your Rodriguez and stuff like that. I know you laughed at me. Was it last week when you laughed at me? I think we're going to smash that league next season.
I've still got it written here beside me. Andy predicts City will win the league by 10 points. By 10 points, and that's the 1st of June, 2025. I've got it written down here beside me. So I did write it down.
Okay, let me know in the chat. Do you think we're gonna win the league, and are you as confident as me by 10 points?
One
10
more
points.
midfielder and a right back and a goalkeeper. How many more midfielders are we going to get?
I think we're done in midfield. I think we've got a great array of different. And the thing is now, KDB's name's not even being mentioned anymore, is it? Good luck to him. It looks like he's going to Napoli. And do you know something? I just wish him well whatever he does. But I think
an old
now,
biblical saying, Andy, eating bread is soon forgotten.
What?
Eating bread is soon forgotten.
Depends if it's Warbies or not.
Well, that's what I'm on about with Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah? He won't be mentioned next season. When turkey, beef jerky, and rasher rounders.
Got food on the brain, you mate. But I just think what we will have, because Pep said he wants a small squad, that can be dangerous. It can be dangerous, for injuries like we've seen this last season. I keep saying this season. But that we will have out and out quality. And I think that's the difference.
I just think last season was a perfect storm, wasn't it? Just we hit the wall and then players started dropping. It was just, you couldn't have made it up.
Top of the league. Honestly, I was astonished with how not only how good it is for a night out, but how beautiful Bowness is as well. You've never been, have you? Staffy Dave says, can't help but think Jack will end up like Gascoigne in a few years. You said that earlier, didn't you, Paddy? It's like, what are you laughing at?
I'll tell you after.
Anne-Marie, what's up with him?
I've got no idea. I think he's been drinking.
I think I need drink, actually. It's been a while.
I just don't know what's up with you tonight. You read that one, Anne-Marie?
This Maya Jammer thing will be a media thing that will affect him next season. Upstep Kushanov.
I'm really looking forward to Kushanov getting a run in the team. I am. And somebody said,
don't worry about Diaz, he'll be fine. And he's away from Maya for the minute because she's starting Love Island tomorrow, I think.
He's playing there for Portugal.
I know, but she's the presenter of Love Island.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Who watches that?
Desperate teenagers that think how you look is everything.
I agree. But no, I think I'd like to hope Diaz is more professional. Again, if he gets a groin strain continuously next season, I'll understand it, and we'll just have to say what a lucky bastard. Won't we, Paddy? Why are you keeping quiet, Paddy? he's on one again. Luke says, media are the biggest stain on English football. All about narrative. I'll never forget them loading us over the way we were allowed to go into grounds and we weren't. There's only a few journalists, we almost said it before, who are unbiased. And a friend of the show who is very, very unbiased. And do you know who that one is?
Martin Blackburn.
No, he's
Henry
not
Winter.
Eh?
Henry Winter.
Oh, Henry's a friend of the show as well. He's been on our show, hasn't he? Yeah, Henry's all right. Martin Samuel's all right.
That's I mean Samuel.
Yeah, but Henry is as well, But the rest, the narrative, what they put in there, and they are sort of like part of why England have not done well in competitions, really.
Just worse.
Oh, top of the league said Andy's in the know. Friends says Turkey's a done deal. No, I'm not far from in the know. I don't even want to be in the know. I'm just going off what he said after, in the interview after in making his debut, that it will be done. And for 30 million, is that good? He's got opposition fans in meltdown. Yeah, and I can't believe he's going to City, for that money. Hang on a minute. Any of them clubs could have gone in for him, but they didn't.
Are they back at that? Oh, he must be getting cash on the table crack.
No, Andy, you've read that wrong. You've read that wrong. It's not you're in the know. It's your in the know friend says Turkey is a done deal.
Sorry.
Who's that?
So Martin, Mancunian Way, says it's a done deal. Martin, if you're watching, I'm only not kidding. No, and you know something? I think it's certainly he will join us anyway. I know. Every time I see him do one of these, honestly, it's on. Ding, ding. I'm sure they do it on purpose because they know Alexa's under the table here with me.
Oh, hi.
I can tell. My fucking Alexa.
Jesus, that's why he's not here.
I'm taking my Alexa back to Curry's.
That's why he's not here.
Alexa,
if he's doing it live for me.
You must have the fucking deluxe model, have you?
Adam says it will be done by Tuesday. Yeah, it will, because we will take him to the Club World Cup. Is anyone looking forward to the Club World Cup?
Cannot be bothered.
Why?
I'd rather our players were given a good rest.
So would you? So if Ruben was there with you, would you give him a good rest?
Yes.
I've only just seen that the screen what I put up, Steve. Anne-Marie, serious question.
Yeah.
Do you think Walker will leave? Look at that, Anne-Marie. It just shows you how far I'm behind with the chat. No, so I'm looking forward to it for one reason now, to see
the new players.
I think the likes of Marmouche will get game time. Cherkit, pending him signing. Reinders, what's the other one?
Altnori or
Jackanory. Jackanory. So I'm looking forward to Kushinov playing. Well, hopefully playing, because this will stand them in good stead for the start of the season. And it's great that Phil Foden seemed really active on social media, showing a happy front and stuff like that. So let's hope this breaks, really, really doing him well. We've also got Cover, who's recovering from what he's been playing with an injury. Is it an Achilles injury for a number of weeks? And considering he's been playing with an injury for a number of weeks, I think back end of the season he was fantastic for us, him and Nunes. So all of a sudden we won't see all these players, I don't think, in the obviously the likes of Cover and stuff. And we've got to see Rodri come back. Rodri will get plenty of game time as well, hopefully in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So that'll be great fitness for him, because it will be like getting a new player back, at the end for the start of the season.
So, realistically, Andy, who do you think this midfield lined up is going to be if all these players are as good as you say they are? Are you talking Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, and Cherky and Reinders?
Say that again. I wasn't listening to you, Paddy. Sorry.
like the midfield next season, like say the starting 11, like the midfield, is it going to consist of Gonzalez, Rodri, Cherky, and Reinders?
Sorry, I'm just going to pretend I did listen to you. So if it's not the right answer to the question, forgive me. We will be able to interchange all over that because Cherky's is a bit of a maverick apparently, which is not like your typical Pep player. You know, he'll do them kind of things, but maybe that's the kind of thing where Pep's going, you know, need somebody to do something, you know, unexpected. We've got Marmouche, who can play anywhere across there. Haaland, when I say one-dimensional, that's the wrong word, is very, very good at what he does in that position. So I can see him. Reinders will supply the ball to him, to the big man, as well as.
At the expense of who?
Why has it got to be at the expense of somebody? Why not squad rotation?
I want to know who do you think is going to be the starting 11 next season?
In what game?
Any game.
Depends. What does Stan say, apart from he thinks Walker's going? Keys to locks, mate.
Different keys and locks for different games. And
if he starts next season, if he starts Mateo and Gundogan and the middle of that park, I swear to God, I'll lose it.
I agree. I love Whitey. I love Whitey. He's a proper lad as well. Proper lad. It depends. I think in midfield, we won't see Rodri play every game, I don't think. Whereas we was over reliant on him because we had nobody else. I think we've, you know, and we brought a number of players in to sort of like cover him, but it's not worked out for whatever reason. Not that they're bad players or anything, but with Rodri, I think we've got a Nico now who can do the job there. We've got certain players what can play in there. I think we're going to see Phil have a different role, maybe a deeper role next season. But no, could be wrong. We don't know. So it depends what game, Paddy. I get what you're saying. We won't have a nailed on starting 11 every single game, I don't think.
That's what's going to make this Club World Cup interesting, just so we can see what Pep is kind of thinking.
Oh, Stevie.
Yeah. And if she added fucking Diaz, she'd have put a ring on it.
Oh, Steve. Oh, Andrew, not heard a peep out of your north stand. It's up to us, like in the south stand. That makes a bit of an atmosphere. You're right, though, mate. I can't disagree. Yeah, we did. We sent out a search party for you, and Stan is still looking. Any Paddy?
He's outside Walker's house.
Paddy using his loaf. It's because you're on about your bread.
Oh, yeah. Eating bread is soon forgotten. Never forget that.
Oh, see? Adam's with me here. I think we will win the league by 10 points.
All people, their initial begins with A or saying that.
You're on the breadline, mate. Simon says we could storm the league next season if things go well with Rodri and the new players settling quickly. Agree, Simon. I just think I'm really looking forward to next season. I know that sounds bizarre because I couldn't wait for the season to end. But I can see the players what we're signing and the players we've already got, the players what are coming back from injury, etc. I think Pep is cooking something really good, not just with the players, but especially the backroom team. There's something special what's going to happen there next season. DC says, is Paddy okay? You okay, Paddy?
Just a lad.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Kushinoff, mate. And again, that's why I don't think we will be paying stupid money for a right back.
What do you call that kind of? Can't think his name now. He played for United beside Rio Ferdinand. Was he
Vidic?
Vidic. I think Kushinoff will be the next Vidic. I think he can be unbelievable.
He'll be in the next village. Look at the way she rolled her eyes then.
Well, because you're just not bloody listening. The next Vidic. Titad.
Oh, God.
Not nice, is it, Anne-Marie? Hey?
What?
It's not nice, is it? Calling me a tithead?
Well,
Anne-Marie, I know you love me.
I love him. Absolutely love him.
Oh, we saw that then, you sneaky little crow. Martin is the
IKEA.
I know that. So yeah, I am looking forward to the Club World Cup for them reasons, Anne-Marie, to see how will he play Kushinoff right back? Will he? Because let's not forget Aki's fit now as well. Has Aki been in he's in the international squad, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. Playing.
So that's good for him because he's not really had a lot of football. I think we're gonna. So come on, well, hang on. I don't remember you saying last week when I predict we're gonna smash the Premier League by 10 points. Come on.
Well, don't like to get carried away, and I think because we've had such a season of, I won't say unrest because that's not the right word for it, but disruption. I think it could take us a little while to get going. So I'm not going to predict we'll win it just at the minute. I think I can see us being there or thereabouts, though.
Father?
40 points first.
Oh, God. Have you got splinters up your ass?
Right.
Come on.
If he goes full throttle, yeah, we'd won the league. Nobody will live with us.
It's because I'm enjoying the show.
Points.
Do you think 10 points?
No, I'd say it'd be closer than that.
It's true that, Steve.
Used to be Chelsea, Steve.
Anne-Marie, I'll let you read that one.
Diaz's legs are gone on too much Maya. You lot have got one-track minds.
So,
Get your heads out the gutters.
So have train drivers. Again, Aki will be injured and off on holidays. I love Aki. Right. Before we wrap it up, I'm going to ask you a question, and it's got to be a one-word answer. What one player do you think will leave us? Not who you want to go, because anybody on the right for Anne-Marie, wouldn't it? So, I mean, who do you think?
Stones.
Patrick?
I'm going to say Jack.
Right, let me rephrase it then. Sitting on the fence there, Mr. Splinter Ass. What one player do you think will go what's not been linked away from us?
Stones.
He has been linked away.
By who?
Us for the last 2 weeks.
See, and that just shows you what Reggie's saying here. Saw that Henry Winter was offering places to City fans in his car to Wembley and stuff like that. He gets a lot of hate, Henry, but he is a top fella, and he's quite funny as well. No, I spoke to him a few times. He's been on the show. I think twice. He's been on our show.
Yeah,
and he is quite funny. I'm gonna say, ooh, I don't know.
Carson.
Looks like Scott is going, doesn't it? FIFA, let us know your thoughts on Carson going, mate. I know he's a big favourite. Do you think Kyle Walker will go?
No, I'd say he's saying Simpson.
I reckon. Savio, even if it's on loan.
McAtee.
He's already been linked away, hasn't he? I think Savio potentially could go somewhere on loan. Because don't forget, we've got Echeverri. Nobody's talking about Echeverri. You know, he's one what will. Somebody just opened a bottle of Coke or something.
No.
I just heard.
Thought you opened your wallet.
No, that's never going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to go for Savio for no particular reason. Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know as well, the Club World Cup will be free to air on Channel 5. As well as that other channel. What's the other channel it's on, Paddy?
DAZN.
What?
DAZN.
And how do you pronounce that, Marie?
Dan's, I think.
Dan's.
Yeah, I think that I don't really know, Andy. I'm just guessing.
Dan's,
You're just trying to set me up.
Oh, see what I mean? And look, and without me saying, we'll let Echeverri go on loan. I hope not. And again, if we are going to go how I think we will go next season, I think the likes of Echeverri will be key part in us as pretty much an all attack. Because,
but if you look, Andy, what happened with Echeverri at River Plate or whatever they call that, in Argentina where he was, they wanted him for another season, and Pep says no. So he's not being bringing back to farm with someone else where he could have stayed where he was.
It's legendary now, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Anne-Marie, I'll let you read this one.
Club World Cup also on DAZN app.
What's a DAZN app? What's...
Don't be a dick, Andy.
Is that an app?
No, that's when someone goes to sleep. That's a nap. Why City don't go for Nico Williams and sell Doku? I get a lot of hate for Doku, you know, because I like the lad, but I can't see him ever having that end product. Am I wrong?
Well, I suppose if you look at it, I would hit if he's playing against us rather than playing for us.
Is that your alarm?
That's not
Get
me.
messages on my phone.
Saying what? Go on, read your message out.
No, because the person.
Read your last message out on your phone. I knew it's from.
Well, I can't do that. That's not fair.
All right, it was worth a go, wasn't it, Paddy? Yeah, so house captain, we could see a few homegrown players leave, which is a concern. I can't see that many apart from McAtee because we still need a certain amount of homegrown players, don't we? You know, in the squad.
What is the quota? 6, is it?
I think so, mate. What about a backup striker? I think we've already got a backup striker in Marmoush, if I'm totally honest, because Marmoush can do the job there, and that's why I want to see somebody not steady, because that's the wrong word, somebody fully equipped on the left.
Yeah, and we don't know. Like, if you look at the EDS, who did very well, and the under-18s did it, and the under-21s did extremely well too. So another season, and then you'd be looking at bringing one of them players in, depending who breaks through.
You have a good weekend as well. Good week, sorry. Formidables, much appreciated, my friend. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Yeah, as Nick says, Marmouche, we can play a false nine. Yeah, because again, we're back next season so that our players can interchange in absolutely any position. Which, if we don't know who we're playing, how was an opposition manager going to suss us out?
Mm-hmm.
But
I think your man, the Etcheverry, he's very similar to the, what do you call your man we sold, Haaland's partner, small little guy, the dwarf.
Alves,
yeah.
Alvarez.
Thank you.
Him, I think Etcheverry is very similar to him.
Yeah, it's been touted on a return back to the Premier League, isn't it, with Liverpool and Arsenal? Alvarez.
Jesus, I hope not.
Don't know. Phillips.
He's gone. He's out the door after his operation.
Yeah, a few saying Mubama is up.
Yeah, that's not his name. But it's close enough.
Yeah, and again we've filtered out players without blinking, really, haven't we? You know, and brought some good old players in. So I'm really looking.
We got 4 or 5 million for Delap, did we?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So we've brought in, say, circa of 60 million for the, so that's gone a big way towards what we've bought these new players with. 100 million.
And I think that that player, I can't think his name. That he's never played for us, obviously, but he is our player. Who Chelsea have put a bid in for. We're going to get another 5 or 6 million from him, or from Chelsea for him.
Paddy, are you okay?
No, I wouldn't be a first cousin. You okay?
What?
I wouldn't be a first cousin of okay. I'll take that as a compliment, because I'll tell you, if you had said she wants me on the right, I know she doesn't want me.
And again, we brought 2 million in for Patrick Roberts, because he got promoted with Sunderland as well. So it's all these little things.
Yeah,
are building towards, what we're seeing. And let's not forget, we have got probably the best academy in world football. So we will always have these people who don't quite make it in the first team, but they'll have good value, which goes towards us buying players.
But do you ever notice now that, especially Liverpool, because they were all net spend. Nobody talks about net spend anymore because Man City are raking it in. So net spend now is not spoken about anymore. Now it's 115 charges.
Yes, homegrown. Don't forget Aki. I think Aki classes his homegrown, doesn't he?
Yeah.
When he was at Chelsea.
Chelsea and Bournemouth.
Great shout that, Dudley.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's. I love all these comments, me. Just keep talking for a second. I just need to do something before we go.
You better be nice.
Yeah.
I'm always nice, me.
I'm feeling sorry for you already, Paddy, because I know it's going to be aimed at you.
No, it's not.
It is. He's looking down. He's typing. You can tell.
No, I'm looking for the latest scores and stuff.
Yeah.
I
tell you, you're going to drive that keyboard through that desk. You're pressing them keys that hard.
Yeah.
No.
One finger typing.
No, it's not. Honestly, it's not. Just
They
carry
call
on.
him Mellow Yellow.
Hey?
They call him Mellow Yellow.
I'm very mellow, actually, in my old age.
Go on, just carry on talking. Go on.
Will you just tell us what you're doing, you dope?
No, just carry on talking.
So she's eating now.
DC's right. Andy has that evil gleam in his eye. He's up to no good, DC.
Yeah.
And you can just spot it a mile off.
No, I'm being very, very respectful here.
Stan. We're having a go again.
All right, just carry on talking. So what do you reckon, Paddy? Are you looking forward to Club World Cup?
I'll watch it because there's nothing else. All of that for that. All of that effort for that.
Right, thanks for joining us anyway, both.
Will it give Steve a better view of actually where I am?
Yeah, we know exactly where you are.
Steve, you're going to be jealous of the view that Paddy has.
Paddy, where have you gone? Oh, there he is. He's back.
I know what Paddy's doing. He's giving us the view out of his window.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Told you. Look at that view.
Look at that view. See, he is in Benidorm. Oh, Patrick. Right. Thanks for joining us both. Paddy keeps still.
Thanks,
I'm still a bit older, mate.
Back to the Yellow Submarine. Where am I?
Thank you, everybody in the chat as well. We always have a good giggle, don't we? Eh?
Exactly.
Yeah, another homegrown one there. Oscar Bob. Cheers, Nick. Cheers, everybody who's in the chat. It's our Sunday
Take
night.
care, everybody. Can we just have a little think about next week? Because it is Father's Day next Sunday.
And I'm a father myself, and I've got no favourites in children.
Okay.
That's a lie.
No, listen, we'll sort something out. And again, if anybody wants to join us next week, just send me a message and we will get you on the show. Honestly, I want one or 2 years to come on the show because...
Yeah, and we won't force you to sit next to Andy either.
Exactly.
Where's Paddy gone again?
I was putting the iPad back in the stand, you moron.
Yeah, have a great week, everybody, and we will do it again. We'll do something next week, but I definitely want somebody to join us next week.
Yeah.
Join
House
that.
Captain, come on, you can join us.
Yeah, I tell you who would like to come on first. Stevie Black. He can
Steve.
He can rip Paddy a new one. Can't he? Listen, thank you all. Have a great week, whatever you're up to, and we will do it all again, this madness, next week. Have a good one.
Take care, everyone.
Bye now.